Rogue Molecule, thank you for your super chat. He says he has shown thee, oh man, what is good. Arbitrary reprobation is obviously not good, so Calvinism is not good. And obviously the Calvinists would not call it arbitrary reprobation. They wouldn't want to categorize it like that. But it is noted that Edwards and Calvin both referred to unconditional election as arbitrary, not in the sense that it's whimsical as it's often understood today, but more from the concept of the older translation of arbitrary, understanding of arbitrary as being the decision of the arbiter alone. In other words, no Correct. Known reason as to why God chose one vessel over another, one for noble purposes, one for reprobation, and that's their view, and it is arbitrary by that definition. And I do believe that does bring into question the character of God. We are set free by Jesus. Who is set free by Jesus? People picked unconditionally before they're born, and he just at some point decides, I'm going to free that one, not that one over here that was born in bondage by his decree, mind you. Everybody's born in bondage by his decree, by his sovereign, unchangeable decree from birth. He's the one who had to decide that when Adam and Eve sinned, everybody would be born in this bondage. That didn't happen by accident, okay? That happened by the sovereign decree. So everybody's born in chains, and God arbitrarily picks some people. Arbitrary is a good word because it's Jonathan Edwards' word. If you don't like it, tough. It's in dictionary. That's what it is, okay? Words mean things. Arbitrarily picks some people and frees those people, okay? That's what he thinks. And then, therefore, by setting them free, now they're able to believe the gospel.
And none of this should be surprising to anyone who knows biblical law. I have written a complete replacement for Moses Maimonides' list of 613 Torah laws in my book, The Dooms of New Saxony, where I explain all the laws in the Torah and demonstrate every law in the Torah and its relationship to the New Covenant believer. Being fully educated in biblical law, I can assure you that the Bible is full of God's arbitrary opinions. You see, Christians are Platonists. They believe in a demiurge God that is compelled to act according to the upper world of universal reason or Platonic forms, and everything he does must be in accord with him. He is not sovereign. This is exactly why Leighton Flowers and other Pelagians condemn the Calvinistic God of arbitrarity. If you believe in this Platonic system, which we know that Leighton and all of his Pelagian brothers do, though they're too dishonest to admit it, I have some questions for you. Number one, what was the universal reason and Platonic justice behind the command to keep the Sabbath on the seventh day and not the third? Why even a 7-day week? Number two, why is there blood atonement in the Bible? Number three, why is an ostrich unclean? Leviticus 11:16. Number four, why is incest forbidden in Leviticus 18 when it was natural practice for the first couple thousand years of biblical history? Number five, why are we forbidden to cook a goat in its mother's milk? Deuteronomy 14:21. Number six, what about the evening makes a person unclean, now clean? Leviticus 11:28 referring to the corpse, and Leviticus chapter 15 referring to semen. Number seven, the laws of pregnancy are in Leviticus 12. When a woman has born a male child, she is unclean and must be separated for 7 days. She cannot come into the sanctuary for 33 days. If she bears a female child, she's unclean for 14 days. And she cannot come into the sanctuary for 66 days. What is the Platonic reason for these number of days? Number 8. What Platonic reason does the Nazirite not cut his hair in Numbers chapter 6? Number 9. Why is the Feast of Unleavened Bread 7 days? Why not 8? Why not 10? Why not 5? Why 7? Number 10. Why is the king allowed 18 wives and not 19 or maybe 15? Why is it 18? We read in Deuteronomy 17:17 that the king is not allowed to multiply wives to himself. Yet when we read in 2 Samuel 12, God actually suggested multiple wives to David as a reward for good behavior. And we see from 2 Samuel 12:8 and Rashi's commentary on it, this is where the Jews got the number 18 from. was from the number of wives that David had after taking Saul's wives. Why 18? Why not 15? Why not 12? Why not 5? Why not 30? Why 18? Number 11. Why does the criminal receive 40 strokes and not 30 or 50 or 20? In Deuteronomy 25, 1-3, we read that a man that has committed a crime but not worthy to death can be subject up to 40 lashes. 40 strokes. Why 40? Why not 35? Why not 30? Why 40? Number 12. Why is the dowry 30 shekels of silver and not 40 or 27? We read in Genesis 24:10, 22, 47, 53, 29:18, 30:20, 31:14-15, 34:12, Exodus 21:9, 22:16-17, Deuteronomy 22:28-29, 1 Samuel 18, that a dowry was commanded for a virgin. Why 30 shekels of silver? Why not 25? Give us the Platonic reason behind this. Number 13, why do we have 5 fingers on our hands instead of 7 or 9 fingers? Why 5? What's the Platonic reason behind that? And you see, all these questions, I got no problem with any of these questions. You want to know? We want an answer to all these questions? God's sovereign, just his opinions on things. He just thought that's the way things should run. He liked it. It was just his opinion. When he saw that he had formed 5 fingers on man's hands, he's like, that looks cool. I'll go with that. That's it. That's it. It's just arbitrary opinions because he's sovereign and he can do what he wants. Many more examples can be found in my Dooms of New Saxony. Thus, I believe I have demonstrated the undeniable arbitrarity of God revealed in his law. Arbitrarity is the biblical notion of sovereignty. As God demonstrated to Job in Job 38-40, his sovereignty is grounded in his might, his ability. Paul draws directly from this in Romans 9. Because God is mightier than everyone else, he has the autocratic right to lay out the game table of life exactly as he sees fit, and no man dares challenge him. Leighton Flowers and Dr. David Allen and all the Pelagians recoil from this and have created their own religion called Christianity, which, as we read in Justin Martyr's Second Apology, chapter 10 and 13, is a syncretic, perennial religion that picks and chooses the parts of the Bible that it likes, but ultimately defaults to their Greek metaphysics. This is the Southern Israelite demonstrating what sovereignty means in the Bible, demonstrating the arbitrarity of God. If God can arbitrarily lay out all these laws as I have demonstrated, then he can arbitrarily choose who he wants to be saved and who he wants to reprobate and damn. If arbitrarity condemns God in election and predestination, then it condemns him for having a 7-day week, Sabbath on the 7th day, a blood atonement, an ostrich being unclean, exactly the same arbitrarity. This is the Southern Israelite signing off. Pelagians get wrecked, Calvinist justified. Peace.